5 blocks that are stopping your manifestation. Ultimately, these are law of attraction blocks that we want to remove. We want to get rid of these because if you don't, you are preventing the manifestation, your desires, what it is you want to come into your life. We're going to be going over this coming up next. Welcome to the video, everyone. My name is Dave, and this is HeartSpace if you're new to the channel, where we are helping you align to what you truly are and step more into that. Now, before we get into these 5 things that are blocking you, be sure to get my free course on manifesting called Magnetic Manifesting, absolutely free, which is going to help you to just speed up the process of manifestation, make sure you're aligned. So much great stuff in there. You can get that down below. Now, without further ado, let's get into the very first block, the very first thing that prevents you from getting those manifestations that you keep asking for, you keep thinking you're aligning to, and whatever else. So we're going in reverse order, starting with number 5. So number 5, I want to mention very quickly. It's pretty obvious, but I just want to get it out of the way. And it's lack of awareness. You see, if you don't know how the law of attraction works and you're not aware of it, if you're not sure how manifestation actually comes about, that is actually going to hurt you. Because yeah, sometimes you can, fortuitously fall into a manifestation, so to speak. But if you want to live your life consciously, direct your energy consciously, and live in a very deliberate way, this is not the way to go about it, right? So if you do not really understand the law of attraction, the law of balance, law of resonance, and the things that are ultimately going to help you manifest, really start to look up those things, really start to read up on these ideas, get a working understanding of how these things work, how the laws of the universe work, because it's only going to help you in your manifestation process. You need to have that awareness and then apply that awareness. But you can't apply something, at least consistently, that you're not aware of fully. So understand the picture of how it works, and then it's just going to make it so much easier when you need to take action on it. In fact, before we continue, put in the comments, I bring awareness to the fact that I am a divine, infinite, co-creative being. So put that down in the comments to confirm it, to align to that, to bring some more awareness in, and we'll move on to number 4. And number 4 is your environment. I'm sure you've heard this before, but it needs to be repeated over and over and over again, and it's environment will beat will every single time. A lot of people like to stay in a certain environment and justify it and think, oh, willpower, I'm going to think good thoughts, I'm going to follow the law of attraction, I can be around these people who are dragging me down and I can rise above and I'll have the willpower to do that. But guess what? Eventually it will wear you down and the environment will always win out every single time. And here's the thing. When you are vibrating and resonating at a higher level, you will be drawn to new environments. And if you're not moving towards those environments, there's a certain level of resistance that's happening there. And resistance is what's definitely not going to allow for you to manifest or bring certain things into your life. And so remember the idea that environment always beats will. There will be moments when you need to use that willpower, but it depletes quickly, and it will deplete even faster in an environment that doesn't resonate with you or is dragging you down when you want to rise up. And so just remember that environment beats will. Look for ways in which you can change whatever environment you're working with. If you can completely shift it, which you will be able to do at some point in time, but do the best with it to continually improve the environment so that you're setting yourself up to win and not setting yourself up to fail. So if you're liking these signs so far and the video has resonated with you in some way so far, please hit that like button before we continue. And now we're on to number 3. And number 3 is a huge one. It's an obvious one, but I guarantee a lot of you watching are still doing this the majority of the time. And it is thinking about what it is you do not want versus what you do want. You see, you are transmitting 24/7. This is why you need to become aware of what the law of attraction, the law of balance, the law of resonance is, because you will understand then, and probably a lot of you do, that you are transmitting a frequency and energy 24/7. It never rests. When you're sleeping, still transmitting a frequency. That's why how you go to sleep is very important. How you wake up is very important. Throughout the day, every second, you are transmitting a frequency. You can't look at the universe and be like, hey, I want to be depressed. I want to be, in anger. I want to hate this person for a little bit. Can I just turn off my transmitter for like 30 minutes? It's not how it works. You are always transmitting 24/7. And so if for the majority of the time you are thinking thoughts of fear, thoughts of lack, thoughts of anger, thoughts of pride, thoughts of guilt, shame, jealousy, and things of this nature, you are transmitting that out. You are thinking about things you do not want. And a lot of people, how many people talk about the things they do not want? How many people talk about the things that they don't like in their life? Well, guess what? The more you focus on those things, the more you're bringing more of that into your life. One of the biggest mistakes people make is they don't focus on victory. They focus on defeat. They focus on why they can't. They focus on the unsavory things according to them in their life instead of focusing on victory. I live in a friendly universe. I got this. The end result, the wish fulfilled that they actually want. And so start focusing on the outcomes you want to have happen and put your energy there. Start focusing on the things you want to manifest and keep your thoughts there and feel it as though it's happening now. Keep your focus, and this is very important, energetically on emotions like love, joy, peace, gratitude, instead of emotions like fear, lack, pride, even anger, guilt, and shame. Again, you can be in those emotions sometimes, but which place do you live at and which place do you visit? You're going to get back whichever place you live at. If 95% of the time you're living in those lower emotions and 5% of the time you're at the higher ones, guess what? 95% of your results are going to be what? Which is the majority of your life, is going to be those other things. So understand this. One of the best ways to go about this is to have a magnificent obsession, something that you are continually visualizing, putting your energy towards, that thing you really want to manifest. Make it an obsession. Don't obsess about you not having it. Obsess over the feelings of feeling it now, the wish fulfilled, and it will start to come your way. Number 2 is creating resistance within yourself. Now, this is a big one too, and this ties into the last one, but if you're creating any level of resistance, you are preventing certain things from coming in. Think of it like a channel and water's flowing through a channel. Now think about resistance as you're just placing kind of boulders and logs that are blocking the river from flowing. The river or the channel will naturally flow. It will naturally have everything come through it if you just leave it to its own devices. But we end up creating resistance, putting things in its way that prevents the water from flowing. We're basically like building a dam over it and preventing the water from really flowing naturally to the other side. It has to go through all this resistance before it can naturally flow, or resistance that prevents it from naturally flowing. And when you're in emotions like stress, you're allowing stress into your life, you're worrying all the time, you are creating resistance in the channel. You are creating resistance in the river that will just naturally bring about good things if you allow it to flow. You see, allowing these things in a lot of times is letting go, removing resistance, surrendering. It's not that we have to add things. A lot of times we have to remove things like resistance. A lot of times this could be you need to do the shadow work because certain things keep coming up that you need to transcend and you're too scared to face them, so you push them back down. Other times it might be, again, you're just thinking about what you don't want, which is creating resistance in the river. Guess what? Lower levels of consciousness, lower level emotions create resistance. Higher levels of emotions allow allowance, or allow things to flow. It allows for flow in your life. And that's why it's so crucial to stay in those higher levels of emotion. But understand, a lot of people don't end up bringing in the things they want, manifesting the things they say they want because of how much resistance they have. Things can flow in effortlessly and easily. And if you actually have a reaction if that's not true to that statement, then you probably have a lot of resistance going on and it's something to work on. But when you fully connect to that and realize it is easy, I just have to get out of my own way, you can just watch as things start to come into your reality. Now, that being said, it brings us to number 1, because you can't just sit and be in surrender and think that everything's going to come in. Now, you can do things to a certain level at that degree, but you're not going to manifest especially physical things if that's what you do. We are physical beings, also spiritual beings in a physical body, but also interacting with the physical world, and we're here for a reason. So interact with your physical world, enjoy your physical world, and you cannot do that unless you are taking action. You cannot spell law of attraction without action. Please tattoo that on the inside of your eyelids, put it on your, have some kind of reminder to remember that the law of attraction is also the law of action, or you could even say the law of traction. You need to be taking action for this to work for you. Now, when you're surrendering and you're getting out of your own way and you're thinking about predominantly what it is you do want from the perspective of it being now, you will be in an amazing place of no resistance. And when there's no resistance, all of these ideas from the universe, all of these synchronicities will flow in, all of these intuitive hits will come in. But then it's your turn in the co-creative process to take action upon those things. Now you have a clear channel on exactly what you need to do. The universe is delivering it on a silver platter. Go do this. Oh, you have a magnificent obsession about this. Here's the perfect thing to do to allow that to be put in motion. and then you take the action. If you are taking action, you're taking leaps of faith from your heart, things will start to move for you very, very, very quickly. And one of the biggest blocks a lot of people have, even when they've let go of resistance, and I would say actually, if you're not taking action, you haven't completely let go of resistance, because letting go of resistance also implies that you have faith in the universe. You've let go of this resistance of not having faith. So if you're not taking action, usually it comes to a lack of, I don't know what's going to happen, which means you don't have faith that the universe has your back. And so when you're not taking action, it also creates resistance, right? But when you have these things coming in, take action on them and good things will happen. All right, everyone, those were 5 blocks that are preventing your manifestation from coming in, things you need to really think about, really work on if you want these things to come in. And ultimately, guys, the great thing is once you get this, once you learn this, you have it. It is your tool. You now have this understanding and you can continually use it. Yes, it might take a little bit of time before you get used to it and start seeing all of the results that you want to see. But once that happens, the laws of the universe aren't changing anytime soon. You can continually use it to allow things to become much more effortless, and they will become much more effortless. When you allow things in and you have the courage to take action, things become so much easier. I can tell you from experience, things become so much easier. Things in my life grow and just expand so much more quickly, so much quicker now than they ever have before because of learning this process and applying it. So I hope you will do the same. I can't make you do it. You have the choice. You can choose to do either, but I know which one I would choose if I was you. But again, the decision is yours. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning into this video. Remember that you are loved. The universe has your back. We live in a friendly universe. And I will see you in the next one.